Everybody. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Wednesday morning? And it is a beautiful morning. Summer's here, though. I have to say, I went out for a run this morning, and I could not stop sweating no matter what I did. I had to turn the AC down in the house just to chill out a little bit. But anyway, it's great to see everybody here this morning. Why don't we start with some introductions? And Clyde, you want to start us off down there?
Good morning. Clyde Smith, Bilmar Beach Resort, Treasure Island.
Good morning, Chair. This is Chuck Prather at the Birchwood, St. Petersburg.
Good morning, Bruce Rector, Mayor of the City of Clearwater.
Dave Eggers, Pinellas County Commissioner.
Russ Kimball, Sheraton Sand Key, Clearwater Beach.
Brian Loack, Visit St. Pete, Clearwater.
Brian Scott, Pinellas County Commission.
Amanda Coffey with the County Attorney's Office.
Dylan Hubbard, Hubbard's Marina, Madeira Beach.
Dave Gaddis, Mayor of Bel Air Beach, representing the Barrier Islands.
Good morning, Tricia Rodriguez, the Tropics Boat Tours and the Clearwater Ferry.
Morning, Phil Henderson, Starlight Cruises, South, Mid, and North Pinellas County.
All right. Actually, why don't we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Commissioner Eggers, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Well, it was a great time we had at the Besties. I saw a lot of familiar faces out there, and thanks to everybody that was able to make it out and celebrate all of the great things that Pinellas County has to offer. I still have a award in my trunk from, oh gosh, who was it? Was it Frenchie's? Anyways, grouper sandwich, and so I'm going to go collect. I'm going to bring it down there so they can have it for a grouper sandwich. But and great that we were able to recognize the greatest of all time, the godfather of tourism in Pinellas County, Russ Kimball. So, all right. And just a quick comment before we get on to our action items. I was talking with Brian about this, and I know, Brian, your team's already working on this, but we had a little unexpected thing happen last week when the Department of Health closed the beaches. And kind of dawned on me that we need a media communication strategy for when something like that happens again. And I was talking to Brian that day, in fact, and he was down at the beach, and there were hotels that were getting cancellations because of that. And, I think in the absence of information, people fill in their own blanks. And, what you heard was there's bacteria, don't go in the water. So what's everybody going to think, right? We've had a sewage spill somewhere. And that wasn't the case. It was stormwater runoff, because we haven't had rain in, 6 or 8 weeks, and you get a couple inches of rain and things wash into the water, and it's going to, it happens, but it's going to clear up in a day or two. And that's the part that wasn't communicated. And you saw every media outlet that had it, in print and on TV, and the little runner on the bottom of the morning news. But when it was cleared up the next day, nobody really said anything about it. And I know some of the hotels suffered some lost reservations because of that. So I think we just have to be prepared for that and have a media communication strategy to deal with that. Because it doesn't happen often, but it's going to happen again at some point in the future. So with that, we will move on to our action items. First is approval of the minutes of April 16th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion from Mayor Gaddis.
Second.
Second from Mr. Hubbard. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed unanimously. Thank you. Public comment. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak? Don't all rush. Okay. Now we'll move on to presentations, destination metrics. Eddie, come on up.
Good morning, and great to see everyone. I'm glad everyone's recovered from the Besties. That was a really fun night, and thank you for all who could come out and make it. So just starting with the destination metrics, I think we're at an interesting position here where we have kind of the first 6 months of this fiscal year and what it looks like and how it's shaping up. For the month of March, we had over 13.7 million in TDT collections. Obviously, that was a little bit down from where we were last year, where we had that condensed Easter at the very end of March, really kind of having a pretty big spring break for us in the month of March. But you can kind of see where we've been when we look at this fiscal year compared to the previous 3 fiscal years in these first 6 months, and where the kind of range is. And we're sort of right within that range if you look at it for the past 6 months. And as we kind of go into this, you know, the storyline is very much the same. We're still seeing strong performance in Clearwater, Clearwater Beach, as well as in St. Petersburg. That's helping us as other areas of the community kind of continue to recover. And again, this really, you guys have seen this graph many times now, but this highlights that point. So in Clearwater and St. Petersburg, again, we're seeing year-over-year growth. Other areas, in particular St. Pete Beach and the vacation rental industry, you know, we're still kind of in a recovery process for them. And switching up things, you know, because we do have this first 6 months, we're looking at kind of that view in a lot of this presentation. And this is specifically on the supply and demand. On the left side, we have vacation rental data, and on the right side, we have hotel data. And you can see the yellow is our demand line, and the blue is our supply line. And we've really had a strong continual growth in that demand in the vacation rental market. You know, actually on both sides of our industry, we're seeing month-to-month growth in both our supply and demand. But really, you know, that demand has been coming up in the vacation rental industry in the past 6 months, which is really great to see. As well as supply went up quite a bit in this past month. And kind of looking at just specifically the vacation rental data, you can see on the top chart is the last 6 months performance. And, you know, really in the occupancy, that again illustrates how much that demand has been improving. You know, being in the, I think 25%, close to 25% in October, we're now back up to nearly 80% occupied in the month of March. And our rate has been increasing, and the revenue per, you know, available unit has also been steadily increasing. And so we're not, you know, the chart below is just looking at the month of March since 2020, and we've had better Marches in terms of vacation rentals, but we're getting there, and that is definitely a area that has been improving. And you can see that the rate is very close to where it's been in the past few years. On the hotel side of things, it's been much more consistent. We have seen steadily an increase in occupancy and in rate, as well as the revenue per available unit. And then very, very consistent performance in the month of March. You know, those occupancy numbers are within a fraction of a percent, you know, in the past, since 2022. And the rate has also been very close to where we've been. So, you know, we kind of write that this is basically looking at, you know, what the month of March looks like, very consistent pattern for us on the hotel side. Looking at what is scheduled to reopen, we do have a number of properties that look like they will be coming back open in the next few months, which is great to hear. There's still a significant number of properties, specifically on St. Pete Beach, that total up a number of the rooms that are still you know, scheduled to reopen. So we eagerly await, you know, those properties to get back open and really help that area grow. And then this is the last slide, but really, you know, comparing the Tampa Bay area and our own situation to the rest of the state of Florida, for the most part, demand and revenue was flat or down in most parts of Florida. The one area where it wasn't was Fort Myers, and you see an 8% growth in supply. That area has really kind of been steadily recovering since their Hurricane Ian a couple of years ago. So, you know, they've continued to see kind of a different trend than the rest of the state of Florida in terms of the improved performance there. Short and sweet. I know we got a lot to get to today, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a question on the hotel snapshot slide. The occupancy rate that you, or the percentage that you pointed to, being so closely matched to previous years, is that because we're only sampling open hotels? Because there's a lot of hotels that aren't open, right? So if
That's true. I mean, so if they're not open, they're not included,
Okay.
on the
That's-
sample. So
that's
this is
sampling
just
what's
looking at the open hotels, yes.
So you could argue that if those other hotels were open, potentially we could be beating previous years too.
It depends. I mean, that I can't really speak on the business of, how a hotel decides what the level of occupancy is appropriate. So that it can depend on, that side of their business. That's why it's kind of consistent no matter what the difference in supply is. Certainly in 2022, we had less supply than we had, in 2024 as well. But it's kind of where the business feels they can, sell the most demand, right?
Any other questions? Yep.
Eddie, on the slide for the supply and demand, in February it shows a 50,000 room drop in supply.
That
And
is
it jumps way back up the next month.
just solely based on the number of days in February. So that's the monthly supply totals. So when you have fewer days, it drops down a little bit. But there wasn't a decrease in the month of February. It's just based on the number of days.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Eddie, I got one quick question. On the last slide, where it goes over the state of Florida, where it says revenue change, is that TDT revenue or is that hotel sales?
That's hotel revenue from STR. Yeah, yeah.
All right, thanks.
Eddie, looking at the vacation rental, and we're still got 20% off market. Have we looked into whether what percentage of that is coming back, or how much is maybe changed ownership or use or whatever it is that we're going to get back or not get back? Has that been looked at?
So when we look at the hotel side of things, there's organizations that are providing us with this data. So we really have that. There's not necessarily an equivalent organization that's doing the same work from the vacation rental supply to things. So what we can look at is kind of, our with key data, 6 months ahead, how the supply numbers look, and they do continue to come closer. How much, in a year's time will be in difference, it's very hard to predict necessarily. I do think we'll probably have a clearer picture of where, of what that looks like with time, unfortunately. I don't think that there's a great way to, tell us when we're going to be back to where we were, before October.
Mr. Kimball, if I could just add to Eddie's statement, I will tell you in my discussions with vacation rental operators, it's very clear that number on the supply side will not get back to where we existed prior to the storms. A number of smaller properties that we have throughout the destination, the mom and pop's places, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 unit places, a lot of those will not be back to what they were and will come offline. Whether they are bought and turned into short-term rentals again, single family, change use, we don't have that answer yet, but there certainly will be an impact of current prior to the storms, supply side, short-term rentals that will not come back.
So maybe 80% is a good number that has returned, and there's a piece of that will come back only. And the other part of it, I was going to ask him, I don't think there's a way of doing it, but is there a way of looking at the different destinations like South Beach St. Pete Beach or Clearwater or whatever it is, where that pocket is, to see whether, how it affects those areas?
Yeah, we certainly can look to see what data exists. I think, in Pinellas County, the county has moved forward with some technology that is better enabling us to track data on short-term rentals throughout and vacation rentals throughout Pinellas. I don't know how good that data is around the state of Florida and other counties, but I know Eddie has alluded to some software out there that exists that we can tap into. It will be very different from county to county. I can tell you our supply of vacation rentals is vastly different than our neighboring counties and their supply.
It sounds like we're making progress in that research for the vacation rental market and what we have and where it's going. So that's great. Thank you.
Other question, Greg? Bruce?
Mr. Chairman, yeah, I don't think it's going to shrink. I mean, it appears that short-term rental, people purchasing properties and turning them into short-term rentals is continuing to grow at a rapid pace through. So whatever goes offline, I think will be more than overcompensated by the growth in folks interested in offering that kind of property.
Yeah, over time, I think you're right. I think because there's a lot of properties for sale, and yeah, so just a matter of time. All right, thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it. All right, now we're going to move on to our fiscal 26 budget presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I will kick this off. And, when putting this presentation together, it was my intent to make this the most boring, easiest budget presentation that we've had. And I think we've accomplished that, but time will tell. You all received in your agenda packet an electronic version of line item budget. You also have hard copies in your binders at your desk. This presentation that we'll give is intended to be high level. I'll talk about some of the, there are very few major changes in this budget. Many of those you probably caught when you reviewed the budget. And then each of the departments will have the opportunity to go through, show changes from 25 to 26 in their budget, and then they'll talk about some of their priorities in fiscal year 2026, and you'll have the opportunity to ask them any questions. With that, I'm going to ask that they help me out in the back because I do not have the clicker. There we go. We can go to the next one. So when we look at the 2026 budget before you, the key takeaways, flat budget versus 2025. Now, I say flat budget, you look and it's a few $100,000 less, and you say, well, that's not flat. It's flat by OMB terms, and all the departments under the county administrator were required to submit flat budgets, absorb some costs, but really the driver in hours was that last year we had some contracts, some consulting firms on there that dealt with the stadium development. Those no longer are in the budget, so you take those out, and we're flat at $48.169,900,000 on the personnel, operating, and promotional expenses of our budget. Elite events earlier this year, you all recommended, the Board of County Commissioners approved the change to the TDT plan, allowing us to spend an additional $1 million, bringing it from $2 to $3 million on elite events. We did not request an additional $1 million to fund that. We found it within our existing budget. We did that by reallocating $500,000 from advertising and $500,000 from film. The thought process behind that was when we fund elite events, we fund those events in two ways. One of those ways is through sponsorships. This helps cover some of the costs to the event organizers. And then the second way is through advertising and marketing of the event. They submit an advertising plan. We work with them on what we'd like to see, and then we fund that. And so the thought there was if we're spending advertising dollars that we would be using to promote the destination, and we're giving it to elite event organizers that they're going to spend to promote the destination, promote their events in Pinellas County. That works for us, and so that's why we made that change. And then on the film side, that is our largest, as you see in the budget, our largest incentive fund. And with that reduction of the reallocation of $500,000, it still remains one of, if not the largest, film incentive programs in the state of Florida that's funded through TDT, so we were comfortable with that. We did move digital media buying over to advertising contracts, you'll notice, so it looks like advertising got a $2 million bump. We simply shifted money over because now so much of the advertising that we do are on forms of media that are digital, so we're just shifting that over. And then we moved the UK and Central European contracts over to international leisure travel. So again, it looks like that department goes from $200,000 up to $900,000, huge bump. We just shifted the contracts and where they existed. And we did that because you'll recall earlier this year, reorganized that global travel department into two: U.S. and Canada leisure travel and international leisure travel. So with that, those are the high notes. We'll kick it over to Katie to start on advertising and promotions. And I will just add, the intent is that as each of the departments come up, they each have 2 slides. Feel free to ask any questions once they get done with their particular slides.
Good morning.
Good morning. As Brian alluded to, you can see the change in the figures is because we combined the digital agency in with the new RFP for the advertising agency. So advertising promotions will include digital media buying, and so that's the reason for the increase. The other items within the agency fixed contracts is our promotional and novelty items contract. So that is ordering pens and materials for our teams to take with them. Promotional activities is any materials that we order without a contract through our office. And then travel is minimal for the staff, mostly professional development conferences. Sometimes we'll join our activations team, but it's a pretty minimal travel just for our team to attend professional development. So just kick off with the FY26 priorities. So again, as Brian mentioned, we are integrating the digital and traditional media investments to maximize reach, efficiency, and overall campaign performance. So when we developed the RFP for advertising and promotional services, we included that the agency would be responsible for digital media, really just to help align and focus our budgets to make sure that when we look at media, we're looking at traditional and digital at the same time. So that is a focus and a priority for next year, is getting that alignment. We are, second is elevating strategic use of elite events to drive brand visibility and audience engagement. Again, as Brian just mentioned, with the increase in the elite events, we really want to make sure that those elite events are really driving visitation to the destination, and they're driving awareness for future visitation to the destination. So really working very closely with the elite events to make sure that those contracts and those partnerships are what we want and strive for, to make sure that they're continuing to elevate the brand and good use of our funding. And the third is leverage the strength of the Visit St. Pete Clearwater brand to build meaningful partnerships with influential brands that enhance destination awareness and digital engagement. So you may have seen the announcement, I think it was last week, that we are now a sponsor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That continues our sponsorship with the Lightning that we were this year, as well as the Rays and other sports teams. And it goes beyond just sports partnerships, but there are other brands out there that we feel that we could have an alignment with. So really working with those to foster those relationships to, they talk about us, well, we talk about them, and it just raises our profile of our brand. So that's a couple of the main priorities. Happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Questions?
Chuck? Thank you, Mr. Chair. Katie, I want to go back, 5-7 years ago, when the advertising budget didn't have a lot for the arts. And it was a big discussion, and you raised it to some percentage of your budget was just going to be dedicated for arts. Then the next year, we increased it even further. Do you have an idea where we are in your budget of how much is just dedicated for arts?
So we don't, we obviously promote arts within our creative and our messaging. So doing dedicated spends with arts magazines, I can't tell you that. We're really just trying to look at all of our creative and make sure that there is an arts messaging woven in there. That is really our goal, is to really kind of increase, with our ampersand campaign, right? That's, the reason behind it is you've got arts and beaches. You've got, we are a destination, of various things for people to do. So solely dedicated to arts, I'd have to look at that, but we're really just trying to weave it all into just the fabric of the destination. And that's
a great way to put it. You weave it all in. We spend so much on capital campaigns for arts museums. So I'm glad and thankful that you're ampersand includes the arts also. Thank you.
Other questions?
And I will also add, we work really closely with Creative Pinellas. So we have a monthly call with their team, and we're actually planning an activation with them to go up to Atlanta in August. And so continuing to find, that we, fund them. So really working closely with them to, how can they help us? How can we help them? That partnership's going great.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Next up, I believe you get Eddie again.
All right. Come on up, Eddie.
I know you guys, wanted me to stay the first time, so here I am again. So for data and digital platforms, as we've kind of already alluded to, some of the budget here is being dropped because we're aligning the media buying within one agency. So our difference is we actually went down a little bit, but it's because it's being placed within the advertising and promotions. There's not really necessarily a decrease. What we do have in here is a variety of things across kind of our digital spectrum. The biggest thing here is our website and marketing contract. We do a number of things with Miles Partnership, who is our digital agency. That includes search engine marketing, social media advertising, paid partnership, content programs, content development, website development. There's really a sort of a bevy of things that they're professionals at, and we really use those services. Another thing that we have in our budget that's pretty much consistent is our research contracts. We are going out to bid for a new research agency this year, so there's some things within the priorities that I'll tell you in just a second. And then, obviously our kind of total digital contracts has gone down a little bit, but for the most part, the rest of the budget is pretty similar. A little bit less travel as we've kind of reset our expectations in terms of how much is needed of us. So in terms of the three priorities that we really have, one is to increase our content production and emphasize our visual video content through our own channels, as well as through other sources that have their own audiences that we really want to tap in and reach. An example of something that we did this year that I'm really excited about is working with Vox Media and producing a number of videos on their channel, whether that's their Eater channel or their main channel. I can really envision seeing us doing more of that stuff and really having some great organic reach through working with those partnerships. And as I kind of alluded to, we really do want to focus on modernizing and expanding our relevant data dashboards. So we do have this, new research RFP that's coming out. So we have high expectations of what that will entail and bring us, as well as some updates with CoStar, which is our core hotel data source. They're moving towards a fully online dashboard, and there's a lot of leg lift and work for us to do, but we're really excited about the implications and possibilities there. We continue to evolve and put more data into Symphony, so we're really excited about those new data sources. And then the last kind of priority for us is really to diversify our paid social advertising strategies and campaigns. We, are increasing the amount that we're investing on social media. We see it in our visitor profile study and elsewhere in our studies that social media is a very impactful place for us to be within our marketing. We want to have as many niche targeted campaigns and activations running. It's really a great ground for us to kind of test some results and get some immediate feedback from some of our advertising. So there's really a wealth of opportunity within the paid social strategy to increase and grow from that standpoint. Any questions?
Questions for Eddie? Wow, you're getting off easy, Eddie.
All right.
Morning, Jason.
Okay, good morning, Jason Latimer, Head of Communications. We tried to take this flat budget as literally as possible. We had a couple adjustments. We did absorb funds allocated for Latin America and South America media visits, so that's the additional FAMS increase of $5,000. That'll be headed up by Eddie Delgado on our team, who's looking to bring journalists here from those emerging markets that we now have direct flights. And then the other item of note is just our domestic PR agency contract is up in the middle of the fiscal year. So in case there's any sort of adjustment, we just wanted to allocate funds in that area. And then just drawing on a phrase that I learned in Vietnam, same, different. We want to keep doing as much of the same as we can to generating buzz and promotion of the destination, but we want to stand out and be as different as possible. So just prioritizing, how we can branch out in and amongst the traditional media, but also as much non-traditional and non-travel media, and as much face-to-face contact as we can. That's been super important in my time here, just learning how pivotal it is to actually look somebody in the face and teach them about the destination rather than just sending an email or a phone call. That's what I got.
Questions for Jason? Wow. I didn't intend to let you off that easy, but. Morning.
Good morning. Oh, wait, can you hear me? Sorry, I'm the shortest member of the team, so I have to make an adjustment. And I will be covering a few departments today. I think, okay. We'll start with meetings. Our sports colleague is on his way, so if he makes it, he'll be able to do it. If not, I will do it for him. But meetings and conferences, as you can see, is obviously a flat budget. This one is probably as flat as any. It's a couple $100 different. The bulk of the budget obviously goes to the incentives program, and this will stay consistent year over year. We always look at ways to revise this program and to make it even better for our hotel partners, to make sure that we're getting even more people to the destination and staying competitive with the other destinations that we are on a regular basis competing with for these big groups. These are our priorities for this year. Of course, the biggest thing is to promote or to align with marketing. We mentioned in the last meeting that we created a dedicated position for business development marketing. A big portion of what that individual will focus on is the meetings team, but also find ways for us to show up and to market to the meeting planners and clients that are continuously bringing meetings to our area. We also want to, like PR, prioritize FAMs and bringing people to the market for in-market site inspections. Bringing people here is incredibly important for them to see the destination, the hotels, and all we have to offer. Oftentimes, once they come, it's a done deal. So it's really important for us to get out to the trade shows, but more important for us to find the meeting planners and clients that can come here for a site inspection. And then lastly, we want to be smarter with our CRM tools and market research to make sure that we are staying on top of the trends. Not only finding where the groups are coming from, but also what types of groups are coming to this area, and help us with prospecting for new meetings and groups for our destination. So we're doing that through our existing tools and also exploring some new tools for the new fiscal year. Any questions on meetings or groups?
Questions? Quiet group today. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Film. Brian touched on this a bit earlier. This is one of the ones that had a decrease in budget. This is essentially a reflection, though, of what we are, some of the projects that we are seeing to the area. We are still a very active film commission, and we are still seeing quite a few projects to the area, but we did adjust it based on what we're seeing year to date in 2025. With that, we already have some inquiries that will fall into the new fiscal year, so that's positive. There's a lot of momentum, and we are still staying in touch with all of the local filmmakers to make sure that we're staying competitive as a film commission. So our three priorities here are obviously leveraging the new film incentive program. We revised this back at the beginning of this fiscal year, and we are continuously talking to the local community to understand, like, how do we make this better? It's evolving. We want to make sure that we are still attracting filmmakers to come to this area and also working with the local filmmakers here to bring projects to our destination. This is it's a business development program, but it is also a marketing program. We've looked at some of the research, and one of the Expedia reports recently said that 66% of people actually use a TV show or a movie to pick a travel destination. So it's really, we want to be in this space, and we know it's important, and so we want to make sure we're kind of doing it the right way. So we're continuously looking at the program to make sure that it's set up in a way that's going to bring people here. We are also, with that, we expanded the reach to look at additional types of media. Of course, when it was set up, it definitely was focused on feature films, but we now know that it's 2025. You can consume media in all kinds of different ways. And so reality TV, web series, digital media, music videos, those are all important to driving people to this area and showing our destination in unique ways. And then lastly, we want to strategically align with marketing, but also PR, not only to promote to the local film community, but also as projects are filmed here, making sure that people are kind of, seeing that, knowing that statistic of people are using this to make vacation decisions. We want to make sure that we're using the tools that we have here in-house to better reach these people that are making decisions on where to travel to next. Any questions on film?
It's my understanding we don't pay until actually it's broadcasted out there. Is that consistent across other markets?
It is. That's actually one of the things that gets consistent feedback with the local community. I know some of the projects, depending on it's a feature film or a reality TVs, they're going to be at different stages with their distribution contracts. So it is something that has kind of come up within the community. And yes, it is consistent with other film commissions, but there's probably something we can look into as far as like these other types of media that we're talking about here on how when we can pay out. Yeah.
And if I could just add to that, the reason that we pay afterwards, and we have integrated some things into the new program where I believe we possibly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Catherine, pay a portion of it for some of the deliverables before the end, but we want to make sure that the portion of the deliverables that we place a value on in our incentive that is marketing driven, we want to see those deliverables before we're going to pay out on it. And I'll just say what I've learned is that many of these films, every film when it starts is going to be the next best film and have great distribution, but they don't know until they actually sell that production after they film it, and then all bets are off on what actually occurs. And so that's why we pay at the end, want to make sure we weren't paying out and then never getting the final product.
Do we have anything in the pipeline in terms of film?
Yeah, we actually have about 10 or so projects for 2025, but we have had a recent inquiry for a large project that would start in October. So that's why I was kind of saying, like, some of them you need a little bit longer lead time. So we're already looking into fiscal year 2026. And that's how sometimes, this is probably the trickiest one to budget for, because you always want to have the opportunity to have the funds available, because if something major were to come into the area, we want to have the opportunity to work with them, because it is this balance between a marketing program and a business development program, where they're essentially going to bring room nights to film the production, but if it is a major production, it can bring a lot of room nights in perpetuity.
Okay. Dylan?
Yeah, and on that note, if it was some big feature film that approached the area, would that essentially potentially blow like almost the whole fiscal year budget in that one big thing that kind of happenstance fell on the plate last minute that wasn't forecasted for?
So I can answer that one. So we will have a budget for the film incentive program that we're proposing. The max payout under that program is $350,000 for a specific production. So let's say, I don't want to give away my favorite movies, but there's a few of them out there that are very popular, and they're typically filmed in a specific location. One of those came here and said, we want to film, what do you have to offer us? They would likely qualify for the maximum under our program, and then we would work with the advertising and marketing team to see if there were additional opportunities there to tap into their funds.
So it's 350 max with an asterisk if it was big enough that we would go other places to pull funds, basically?
Yeah, and that's typically how the incentive funds work on things like an elite event. If again, we'll use an odd one. We don't, something that if we had a football stadium and we had a Super Bowl coming to Clearwater Beach, let's say, right now under elite events, we could only offer the up to The new amount this year is $250. We would certainly need to do more, and that would come out from marketing.
Thank you.
And there, just for reference, there's like no talk of stadiums in Clearwater Beach or Super Bowls, but sorry, I like football.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Anything else?
Any other questions? All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Speaking of sports, Caleb made it in just in the nick of time.
Timing's everything, right? All right, so relatively flat year over year for the budget. We made a few adjustments for travel. That's really just depending on where conferences are being held in the given year. So we had some conferences that were more local this past fiscal year. Those are going to shift to the West Coast and more the Midwest. So just a few adjustments there to compensate for the upcoming travel. Everything else is relatively the same. The focus being, trying to allocate the max majority of this towards event incentives, which we use to recruit and incentivize events here in the destination. So priorities, quite simply, it's recruit, retain, and grow the events that we do have in the destination with the goal of meeting a room night objective for the fiscal year. Secondly, it's working with our facility partners on new facility developments like Eddie Seymour. They're doing the renovation project on the softball stadium, Sproul's Horizon Park and Pinellas Park. Obviously, we've been discussing Toy Town. There's been conversation with Baseball City, so just continuing to have those conversations with those facility partners to advocate and see if something makes sense there to kind of work with them to grow what we have to offer from a sports facilities perspective. And then finally, it's working with marketing really to be that recruitment arm to bring events to the destination. Once we have somebody here, then we can kind of figure out what the proper funding mechanism is for that, whether it's sports, commission budget, whether that's elite events. It's just kind of working with them. Some examples of this would be like Royal Rumble. We had the Savannah Bananas, stuff like that. So we're always in the marketplace looking for the next large-scale big event to bring to the destination. That's sports.
Any questions? All right, thanks.
Good morning. I'm Rosemary Payne, Director of Leisure Travel US and Canada. Looking at our budget for fiscal year 26, without the contracts, as Brian mentioned, for international agencies that were moved to the Leisure Travel international budget, we're flat pretty much to fiscal year 25. We did move around some monies from actual travel. We pushed those into the trade show and conferences. We're finding that that's a better kind of allocation of the funds for fiscal year 26. And looking at our priorities and initiatives, the first one is to maintain new and longstanding relationships with strategic travel advisor, tour operator, and airline partnerships in the U.S. and Canada through direct engagement, training, and FAM participation. We're also investigating developments in technology that will allow leisure travel to be proactive in exposing the travel trade to new tools for selling St. Pete Clearwater. Tools like research to support our sales initiatives and incentives for the travel trade to build loyalty to St. Pete Clearwater. We'll continue to develop innovative strategies that utilize our CRM database to advance leisure sales initiatives that align with key performance indicators. That's basically communication with the travel advisors and industry partners to foster participation in our sales opportunities and focus on partner and stakeholder engagements, tracking trends, and room night production. Are there any questions?
Questions? Clyde?
I have one. Thank you for all you do and taking care of our staff too. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
The IPW is going to be over in Fort Lauderdale. Is there opportunity for us there to get some of those wholesalers and people over here since we're in the state?
There are going to be. Visit Florida is already working on them. We've already had one meeting with the team down in Fort Lauderdale. There's going to be several opportunities at the show and post IPW to get them over to our destination. So we'll be reaching out to the industry with more details on that once we get past IPW in Chicago.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I have a question.
Yes.
So with travel from Canada, being down here more recently, just kind of, I mean, we're out of that season now, and we know it's going to get cold again in Canada. But does that change our strategy going forward as far as how we need to pay more attention to marketing in Canada, or what's our thought process on that?
Right now, we're kind of following our strategy we've had year over year, is to be trade-facing as we head into late summer, to make sure that we're top of mind with all the travel advisors in Canada. We have trips planned for June, we have trips planned for July, we have several trips planned for the beginning of the fall. In fiscal year 26, we have 6 initiatives that'll take place in Canada, so we are not pumping the brakes when it comes to Canada. We're continuing to talk with our tour operators and our partners in that market. Again, as you mentioned, we're kind of off the Canada bubble right now, but as we start getting into summer, we're going to start ramping up those initiatives. We also have some opportunities with Brand USA to do some marketing in the Canadian market as well. So we're looking at all different ways to reach that market and stay. Make sure that they know that, we want them to come here to St. Pete Clearwater. We love our Canadians.
Right, okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Rosemary. Morning, Andrea.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Andrea Gable, Director International Leisure Sales for Visit St. Pete Clearwater. I am here excited to share with you today our Leisure Travel International Fiscal Year 26 budget. It's a flat budget from previous year. The main change Brian shared with you today, moving the representation agencies, Rooster and Cows Media to the international sales budget. We will continue to focus also on the fan trips for all the crucial markets. Sharing today our fiscal year 26 priorities and initiatives. First, we will focus on our client engagement relationship. And we're going to continue to seek opportunities to partner with Visit Florida and Brand USA and collaborate with our Florida DMOs on promoting the destination. We know the importance of having boots on the ground in our international crucial markets. It maintains our destination credibility and top of mind throughout the year. Liz and I will look forward to working together with international reps to make sure that we are the first ones to understand the travel trends and travel sentiment in our crucial markets and align with our sales campaigns and incentive campaigns throughout the year. Second, we're going to seek opportunities to participate in trade shows and sales missions, maintaining our presence in the crucial shows that provide us the face-to-face time with our biggest clients, wholesalers, tour operators, travel advisors, the ones that are creating destination packages and promoting to our future travelers. It's just a step away between our destination offerings and the final bookings. And third, we will highlight the fan trips experience in St. Pete Clearwater. We know the importance of having familiarization trips in the destination to promote the region. We will continue to focus on welcoming the groups to the destination, and we will negotiate additional destination training sessions and create incentive and sales campaigns to align with the groups, the fan trip groups that we welcome to the destination, highlighting our destination offerings and creating some tangible results. These 3 pillars will maintain our destination visible and valuable in a very dynamic global landscape. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you today our fiscal year 26 sales priorities. Liz and I will look forward to working together with our international reps and making fiscal year 26 a standout year for our sales initiatives. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for Andrea? No? Chuck? Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Specifically on your budget, we have line items for Mexico and Brazil for representatives. Why do we pick those 2 countries? Those are our biggest travel partners, or just explain the logic there.
So in Mexico, we want to support as much as we can with our Mexico daily flights. In Brazil, in January this year, it became our number 4 international visitation to our destination, the Tampa Bay area. it's important to understand too that the Rooster and Cows media budget, yearly budget, includes some expenses too. So if you look at the budget, the item lines is not just the focus on those two markets, but we are also maintaining focus on the crucial markets, UK and Scandinavian markets, and the Central Europe too.
Thank you.
And Chuck, I would just add on the Brazil market why that was selected, and we actually secured representation there last year because that was just such a growing market for us. And in addition to being the number 4 international inbound market, it far and away exceeds all other international markets on year-over-year growth. So as an opportunity market, that's where we want to be. And then on the Mexico City representation, as Andrea mentioned, once we got that direct flight, with that being such a hub, we want to be there where the trade and the operators are. So that's why we selected that one.
Very nice. Thank you.
And I can say from going down to Brazil with Brian and Andrea, our Brazil contractor is amazing. I mean, she sells this destination better than anybody in this room could. I mean, she's really pretty amazing at it. So, Andrea, I got a question for you. So kind of a similar question that I posed to Rosemarie. On the European market, European travel coming into Tampa International is down quite significantly. So do we have to do anything differently looking forward for that European market for next year?
I believe, Commissioner Scott, at this moment, the most important thing is maintain our engagement, our relationship with our clients, and listen to what the needs are to promote the offerings, the St. Pete Clearwater offerings. And I also believe that it's very important that connection that Liz and I will have, and we are maintaining right now the connection with our international reps in UK and Central Europe to understand what are the travel trends and what are the changes that we must align with our current sales initiatives and campaigns. So the reps will continue we have the communication with the reps to continue to receive the most updated information that we need to change any sales initiatives moving forward.
Okay, great. On the South American, for Brazil particularly, have we seen any fall off at all in that, with tariff talks and things like that? Have we seen any similar effect coming from the South American travelers?
Not as strong as I see right now from Europe and Canada, not as strong. Not very strong. They're very so used to, even like with the U.S. visa requirements for media and for the travel trades to visit the destination, and nothing really has changed the Latin American market so far.
Right. Thank you. Any other question?
I have a question. With the decrease in demand from Europe and the different areas internationally, we need to maintain our relationships with the airline. And what are we doing in that area and investing in it to keep that route so that we don't lose any or to try and develop a new one from a different destination?
Yeah, I would just add to that we continue to meet on a regular cadence with both Tampa International Airport and St. Pete Clearwater Airport. We just met with reps from Allegiant, the Allegiant team last week. And in those meetings, we're asking, how is each route performing? Are there any that need some additional support? Does that make sense to invest in? Same thing on the international side. We check in. Tampa International Airport, they do an amazing job at giving us those status reports, and if an airline reaches out to them and they would like to discuss additional support for any in particular routes, we get on the horn and we talk about it. And I believe we have invested more, we have set aside more in future budgets for potential airline development than we have in the past.
Great question, Rush. Any other questions? All right. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. Kylie Diaz, Vice President of Community Engagement at Visit St. Pete Clearwater. I wanted to extend a congratulations to Dylan Hubbard on his recognition for Tourism Person of the Year at the Tampa Bay Beaches Chamber event last week, and also a second congratulations to Russ Kimball on his award for 50 years of dedicated service to Pinellas County. It is, you guys are great community partners, great TDC members, and the community is better off for having you in it, so thank you. Here in community relations, what you're just going to see really here is a little bit of a shuffling of the decks. I've been with the organization now for 1.5 years, so I really got to dig into this budget. And you will see some things that have gone down, but some of those things have just moved into other departments where they made more sense. Our chambers of commerce continue to get the largest amount of the community relations budget. We do have 13 chambers that we provide funding to. And while you'll see that amount hasn't changed, our efforts with them has changed. So you will see we have doubled down our efforts with the chambers actively to help them through and guide them through their yearly operations. And we have meetings and workshops and all kinds of things for them. So please let me know if you have any questions on that. And again, on our asset procurement and management, that looks like it's gone down, but some of those expenses just moved, which you'll see in a couple of slides, into our brand activations budget. And so we have added a little bit of money this year for our visitor centers. We're looking to modernize them, which you'll see in our priorities next. So you guys might remember our From Visitors with Love campaign that was so well received last year, and it was just, the residents really enjoyed it. All of the partners really enjoyed it. And you're seeing across the United States, DMOs really double down in their community space. And so we really want to recognize our residents as our first customer. That's going to help us, not just in regular day-to-day operations, but you see in crisis situations where if we have a red tide or we have a COVID happen again, our residents are our first customer. They're the ones that are going to be filling our restaurants and our hotels in those times of need. So it's a smart plan, and then it's also good to bring your residents along with what you're doing with tourism. So you will see us really work on a comprehensive community plan to incorporate our residents more and more. As I mentioned before, we are looking to modernize the Welcome Center concept. We really see these as a vital community hub, not just for people passing through the county, but also for our residents who want to know more about our 26 communities in Pinellas County. So we're looking to modernize those and illuminate all the destination has to offer for both residents and visitors. Improving our capital projects funding program. As you know, we have a new leadership team now at Visit St. Pete Clearwater for the last 1.5 years, and our last capital projects funding program had guidelines that we kind of inherited. So we're very excited to be taking a look at those guidelines and taking suggestions from people and also from our previous applicants to see how we can improve that process on the guidelines, the scoring, and the methodology that we use. We will be continuing to use a third party to help us with that program. Any questions on community relations?
For the modernizing Welcome Center concept, as far as Welcome Centers go from the storms, I know there was quite a few of them that were pretty severely impacted. When we talk about modernizing them, what exactly does that mean per se?
It's a great question. So last year, actually, and what we did last year was we took our agreements and we repurposed them. And the agreements were actually due right around the time of the hurricanes. So we very quickly pivoted and we freed up, because mostly the funding is for marketing and then for staffing. So what we did last year was we allowed them the ability to help rebuild their visitor centers with that money to get their visitor centers back online. So you're going to see the agreements this year actually go back to a normal standard agreement. And but it is mainly for marketing. And so when we're talking about like modernizing marketing, we're talking about things like digital boards, digital assets, ways to get for the community to get involved with them in a more modern way. I don't know when the last time you've been to a Welcome Center is, but they could use some modernizing. And they're a great resource to be able to extend information about the community out. So what's a smart way to do that? You know, do you have other things within your visitor center that you could be doing that welcomes the community in, more of a community hub concept. So hopefully that helps answer that. Anyone else?
Other questions for Kylie?
No?
Thank you.
Okay, and we have some really, really great things coming up for our lead event program. And I am going to introduce our Director of Community and Brand Engagement, Craig Campbell.
Awesome job, Kylie and team. Craig Campbell, as Kylie mentioned, Director of Community and Brand Engagement. As far as, where's the clicker? Brand activations, our budget. The request is Mostly flat this year, but one item I wanted to address head-on here is basically the shift of funds from the brand activations line item into the asset procurement line item. And that shift was intentional. If you consider the brand activations line item there as a sponsorship line item, the cost to secure space at an event, and then asset procurement is how you fill that space and how you produce basically the cost for production for that space. So the intent of that shift was to streamline our efforts. So whereas in previous years, we've kind of dabbled in both spaces, well, moving forward, we're going to lean on our agency who has also budgeted for brand activations. They will take the lead on the sponsorship side of things, and then my team will take the lead on production, travel, and executing those events. As far as priorities go, Kylie mentioned the Elite Event Funding Program. We continue to update that program. Excited to share some more information with you guys next month when we provide our recommendations for fiscal year 26. But the priorities being optimize the Elite Event Funding Program with advanced foot traffic and camera-based data measurements, and then taking that data and elevated budget, again, we're going from 2 to 3 million, and increase program caps to really elevate the program and bring in more events. That's the goal. We want the program to grow. And then the last bullet point here is to champion our local initiatives. Kylie mentioned the From Visitors with Love campaign. We continue to be on the front lines with the local communities, broadcasting that messaging, integrating and featuring our local partners whenever possible, and then amplifying our brand with high visibility assets and engaging target audiences with unique and authentic experiences. Any questions?
Could you explain camera-based data measurements?
Ooh, Kylie or Eddie, would you like to explain? I'll call up reinforcements here.
For the question, Commissioner Scott. So we have spent the better part of the last year looking into ways to improve our data measurement. Previously for elite events, things were on a self-reported basis. So the event organizers would self-report their numbers to us, and we would base our economic impact estimates on the self-reported numbers. We thought that we could do a little bit better and make sure that those numbers are true to their word. And so we brought in a few, we're kind of throwing the whole kitchen sink right now at the elite events for measurement. We're trying not just standing cameras on site at these elite events, but we're looking at foot traffic data, which is measuring off of cell phone data, how people move around and where they're going to and from. And then we're also looking into drone measurement. So as you've heard, probably the Jacobs method, where you take a photo of a large audience. And so now there's AI software where you can filter those photographs through AI software, and it tells you how many people are there, if they're man, woman, child. It's very neat. So we're looking at a lot of different methods, and we will actually be presenting on that next month. So you'll get a much more in-depth analysis. We used Sugar Sand Festival as our pilot to that program, and so you will see a whole presentation on that next month.
Oh, I look
very excited about it.
Okay, all right. So trust but verify, I like it.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
We want to make sure we're good stewards of the funds and that the money that we're giving is correct to the numbers. So.
Okay, Chuck, do you have a question?
Just a quick one on the elite events. We've now mostly finished festival season as we head into summer, but we've still got about 43% of our current budget that we haven't spent yet. Will we zero that fund out by September 30th, or are we going to?
Close. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but yes, we should clear about 90% of that, and the initial recommendations that we made last year, it was going to be 100%.
Right.
We did have the hurricanes that forced some cancellations. We did go out for a cycle 2 to try to, fill those spots in the program and allocate those fundings. But we didn't quite get to the 100%. We are looking at other opportunities to reallocate those funds. So if we don't get to 100%, we can still use it on something else.
Other questions? Okay. Oh, Dylan? Question?
Just the stage that you guys have, that's through brand activations. That's part of the asset procurement?
Correct.
All right. And you guys have 2 currently, right?
We have one stage, one vendor. Yeah, we outsource it. It is a third party, so we coordinate with them and the organizers to place it. But yeah, and shout out to Clyde too. He brought it up a couple years ago in the TDC budget meeting. We did a quick kind of beta test on it and was a huge success. And now we've grown from 5 or 6 uses this year. We've asked for a little bit more funding to have 8 uses this next year. So yeah, it's been a real hit.
Yeah, and that's great. It aligns with everything as far as like engaging with locals and stuff because everybody sees that branding on that stage. It's awesome to see.
100%. And kind of a bonus benefit there too is we encourage local artists to be featured on that stage. So being able to shine a spotlight through our From Visitors with Love campaign, you know, just another added layer there. That's awesome.
All right. Other questions? Great. Thank you.
One more bonus item here. I know many of you were kind of blinded by its presence when I walked in this morning, but we do have the Pineapple Cup in the house to my right over here. So we did secure it from Team Visit Tampa Bay this past Monday. So we'll be available for autographs later and photo opportunities. So yeah, just check that out when you get a chance.
All right.
Thank you.
That was the putt-putt golf competition? Right? Mini golf. Good job, guys.
So just for those on the council that aren't familiar with the Pineapple Cup, this is the most coveted annual tournament, Cross Bay tournament that exists. And
Thanks for bringing it home for.
yeah, it had been a number of years since the Pineapple's been over on the west side. So we did secure the victory the other day for the first time in 3 years, I believe. So it's home, and we don't plan on letting it return east on the Howard Franklin.
Could they explain the techniques that were used to make this happen, please?
Great putting strokes and great caddies.
Yep. All right, Brian, it's up to you now.
Excellent. So just a couple quick things. It is budget season in overtime budget season in Tallahassee. And so just a reminder, there had been, I know I had a number of questions from members and others just about what's going on with the TDT in Tallahassee. I don't have an answer for that, but they are working on a budget now. And I would just say that we do have some great representation and advocates for tourism up in Tallahassee working on our behalf. So if you see one of your state senators, especially a state legislator, thank them and remind them of the importance of tourism. At the federal level, there is also budget discussion going on, specifically related to Brand USA funding. And just to put it on your radar, Brand USA currently is funded at $100 million. In the initial House proposal that came out, it was funded at $500,000. So a cut from $100 million to $500,000. U.S. travel, as well as members, advocates for the tourism industry who sit on specific committees, advocated on behalf of tourism, got that figure up to $20 million now in the latest proposal. And I say that because there's still work to go to get that Brand USA funding up, and that's very critical for us because we work directly with all of our international dollars that we're spending on marketing. We partner with Brand USA, work with them on it, and then we get that uplift. So the more money that Brand USA has, the further our international spend will go. And I will just point out that certainly the most staunch advocate for tourism on the committee is right here in our backyard, Representative Bill Rakis, and if not the strongest advocate for tourism on that committee, certainly one of the strongest in all of Washington for the industry. So if you do have the opportunity to see him, thank him for his advocacy on behalf of Brand USA's funding level. We've already touched on the besties. Again, just shout out to the entire team for making that happen. And, you know, that is a fun event. We put it on each year for the industry. So thank you for everyone who was able to participate and attend, and congratulations to all the award winners. We touched on Pineapple Cup. The last thing I have is I just wanted to congratulate Mr. Henderson and Starlight Cruises for their recent award for #1 dinner cruise by USA Today. So kudos to you, sir.
Thanks for voting. It's an honor. We truly do have the best dinner cruise in America. If you've been on one of our cruises, you know what I'm talking about. Nobody else does a choice of 10 entrees, all prepared, fresh to order after you order it when you go on board. Nobody. I don't think anybody in the world does that. So we're really proud of what we do there, and we're happy we got that award. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian. All right, so board member comments, discussions. Commissioner Eggers.
Yeah, just real quick, a great meeting. Really appreciate the effort on the budget. I know it's a tight year everywhere. Just on the capital expenditure side, when we're looking at that going out, it doesn't seem to be any items under uses that are being contemplated and or numbers being put in the process. I mean, we're going all the way out to 32, and there are some repetitive things that I think from a planning purposes standpoint, maybe we create another page similar to this one and add it for planning purposes, but there's just nothing filled in here. Some of the big, larger capital items that we're talking about. Now, I know some of them have big ranges, and if we're uncomfortable putting a number in, at least there should be a line item here that we're going to be having that discussion about. So just, that's all I had, really. Thank you.
Thank you, and we have communicated internally about that, and where we landed on this particular piece is we only showed what had been approved. So while we know there are some other things on there, I think to your point, maybe having a separate document saying potentials, but this is only things that have been approved.
Okay, or even a little area below it that talks about anticipated, planned, or whatever, that we can see on one page and reassure people who might be looking that there's a lot of funding that's planned in these numbers that we have, so they're comfortable with our approach, which I think is solid.
Thank you.
Chuck, and then Clyde.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have, under capital funding also, additional beach funds next year at almost $80 million. And then it's flat after that for the foreseeable forecast. First question is, you just gave the USA update on federal government. Are we hearing anything anymore about Army Corps and getting some federal funds? Or are we still self-funding?
Well, I can probably answer that a little bit. So we're permitted to begin nourishment, on our own in the absence of any help from Army Corps. Now, just late last week, I think it was, Army Corps threw us a little bit of a curveball. I think probably a good curveball in the big scheme of things. That they're moving ahead with dredging of channels. Well, that creates sand that can be used on our southern beaches. Okay, doesn't do anything for the Sand Key project, but it does help us out on our southern project. So, and that's my understanding of that is it doesn't have the same easement requirements because of where the sand's coming from. So that may help us out on the southern port, on the southern beaches. It still does not help us with the Sand Key situation. So that one we're just going to, at this point, going to have to do on our own. We haven't, just really had a lot more communication from the White House on it. Had plenty of communication with Representative Luna's office and Senator Scott's office, and I'll be seeing Senator Scott next week. So I'll have some further conversation with him on that. Representative Luna had assured me that in a Trump administration this would be taken care of. we haven't gotten there yet. So I would think being a real estate guy, he would be able to maybe with a pen take care of this, but there's also still a lot of positions at the Army Corps that just hasn't been filled yet. So just trying to even just get a decision or, you know, find out who's at the top of the flagpole has been challenging because there's just a lot of positions that haven't been filled yet. So
Thanks for fighting that fight. It's important, and it needs somebody like you to continue to make those phone calls and make those contacts. So we survive off our beaches in the tourism.
We
That's our
absolutely
anchor.
do.
So thank you very much for following up.
And Commissioner Peters, this has, you know, been her, she continues to work on this a lot as well. So, you know, just know that we're pushing as hard as we can from behind the scenes. All right. Any other? Clyde? Yep.
I just want to make a comment. What was one of the most disappointing items of this binder a couple of years ago is, to me, one of the best statements is the organizational chart, where it's at today, both the retention and the recruitment that's been done of people from our industry, from our county, is just outstanding. And I think it's just a great team that Brian has put together, and it's great to see this chart so full. So, thank you.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
If I could just make a comment to follow through on it. In the presentations today that we went through, and they were brief, and that's the way to do it and all, but I kept hearing the word "we," and I think in former years we had channels that we had to add up and see where we are. But today, when the presentations, it was all "we," and they were working together, and even though they moved some things around, it was because of the "we," and they presented that way, and I think it was very well done. Thank you.
Before we get past this, I just realized that I didn't ask for a recommendation on the budget.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
I hope we don't wrap this up without that.
So would you like a motion to approve the budget, Brian? Is that what you're
Please.
thinking? Okay. Would anybody like to make said motion?
I would make a motion to approve the budget as presented.
Second it.
Okay, motion from Mr. Smith. Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Here you go, Brian. I have just a question for, I don't really have an answer to this. I'm just curious. Does anybody know what's heard? I know Copley isn't here today. I was hoping he would kind of maybe know, but what's happening with the trop? Is it still on schedule? Does anybody know? Been driving by it a lot late. I don't see a lot going on there.
On the 9 o'clock, or no, on this morning news on Channel 9, all I heard was that and I thought it was a little ironic, is that it's on schedule and the material's ready and it's being shipped to China to be cut and then be back and to install in August. That's what I heard on the news this morning, so take it for where it came from and what it's about.
So it'll be back just in time for the height of hurricane season. All right.
Just an observation, I've been on this board for over 22 years now, and we're not going to get lunch with our budget request, or budget pass. I mean,
all right.
That is the
Well,
record.
there's donuts over there.
Yeah, some croissants, okay. Anyway, more power to you, get that done quick. And it was very, very efficient. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. All right, Russ.
We could give us a comment on this Golf to Bay magazine. I haven't looked at it except for flashing through it. Looks awesome, and the quality and everything else. Can somebody give us just a little background on this and distribution and what we spend on this and all?
And if Katie doesn't mind, I'd ask her to come up. This is one of the projects that Katie leads each year, and there's a lot of time, energy, effort that goes into it. We're very proud of it, so I'd like to ask Katie to touch on that.
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much. Yes, this is a project that we do every year. This is the 13th issue of Gulf to Bay magazine, where we partner with the Tampa Bay Times and their incredible staff to help with the editorial and the design of it, and then also managing the project with the printer. So we printed 500,000 copies of the Gulf to Bay magazine this year. We have boxes in our warehouse, so we will ship them out to AAA centers for our trade shows, for our staff, our welcome centers. We also use them for our meetings that are in the destination. We provide that as a service for them, to have them available for their attendees. All the welcome centers, the Visit Florida welcome centers, the airports, they are slowly making their way to those destinations from our printer. It is a popular mail piece, so people we're promoting, go on our website, and you can fill out a form and we'll mail it to you directly. So we estimate about 30,000 that get mailed. And then the big bulk is we do newspaper inserts. So we are finalizing the timing for that, but looking for early fall, that they will go to our key markets. So partnering with the New York Times and those key feeder markets that we're in, and then also some regional newspapers for newspaper distribution. So you open up your paper on a Sunday morning, you see that big, beautiful, glossy beach image, and really catches your eye. We're also talking with the Tampa Bay Times on a potential for a podcast to go along with it. And then through our media print buy, we have a series called Gulf to Bay and More. And it really just kind of helps tie in that brand. And it's a series that we do working with the writers in those publications to talk about the destination. And then we have like a little QR code there that says, to order to order the destination magazine, scan here and we'll send it to you for free. So every year we do a survey. There's a survey card in there, so we do ask people to fill out, where did they receive the magazine, and what actions did they take from it. So we love reading that every year and understanding to improve for the next year.
A couple of questions. One is the industry participation. How is that going? Has been on this one, and is it up, down, or how is it affected? Is one of the questions that I have. Second question I'd have to ask is, 500,000 are printed. Do we run out early? Do we run out just about the right time? Are they left over, or what happens in that story, please?
Sure. So the second question, because I forget the first one. The second question is, we will do all 500,000. There was some left over the 2024. We are finding a drop that we can insert those in, just a handful that we have left over that were from the printer's warehouse. So we'll make sure that they all get used. But that is the goal, to monitor it throughout the year to make sure that we're pacing on track and really working with our different warehouses that we distribute to see how they're pacing, so that when we come up with a new magazine, we are all set. Now remember the advertisers. So this year we actually did lose a few advertisers, which is they weren't sure if they were going to be coming back because we go out to collect advertisers at the beginning of the year, and a lot of those partners were still not sure when they were opening. So there was a handful of advertisers that did not renew this year, unfortunately, but hopefully they will be back next year. But the advertiser revenue is very, it's a minimal. We don't charge a lot. When you think of 500,000 copies, it's like less than a penny for each, magazine that goes out there to have your ad in it. But it definitely, we love having the advertisers in there. And we look at the survey, people are looking at the ads. They want to see, where they can stay. And that's the top thing they're looking for when they get the magazine, is they want to know where places to stay.
Thank you. It keeps looking better every year, I think. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yeah, we added a sticker sheet this year, which I'm really excited about.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Mr. Gaddis.
So we were talking, Chuck brought it up about the beach nourishment is very important, but there's still a struggle out there to get people to sign the easements. I seriously don't think that we're approaching it the right way right now. And I'm wondering if it's possible that we could allocate some of our advertising funds for a campaign to convince them that it's the right thing to do. We've relied on local officials, knocked on some doors, things like that, but it seems like it just seems like we're not trying hard enough. And I'm wondering if maybe we could use the talent of St. Pete Clearwater to actually come up with an ad campaign to promote signing those easements. So just something to consider, because I'm running out of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, well, knocking on doors doesn't work, right? That's about the most direct thing you can do.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Along those lines, do we have a list of the people who have not accepted?
Yeah, we know who they are. And we know where they live.
Yeah, we know, I was going to say. I know where they live. So I think that's a great idea. Just let's approach them one-on-one and say, really, what's your reason? Besides this guy in Rock said you should do it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
a really good idea.
I think that's worth having a discussion about.
Yep.
Talk with communications a little bit. See what...
On the same subject, or similar, down in John's Pass, I talked to Dylan about this at the beginning of the meeting. There's been funds that have been appropriated to dredge out the area next to the bridge, which is built up and has really caused a problem. And he says it's been funded since September of '22. I don't know what's keeping that up. Is that something the county's also involved with, Dylan, or is that strictly the city?
No, it was state funding that was allocated at the time. The county let the city run with it, and I was thinking that would make it quicker because the city could be a little bit more nimble, but unfortunately, we've experienced just a total gridlock. The city manager, the money was allocated in September of '22. The permit wasn't even applied for until July of '24. And now that money expires at the end of this year. So if the project doesn't start very soon, that money just will disappear. And it's super frustrating. Since that money was allocated, one of the biggest concerns was safety concerns for people swimming off that beach. 3 people have died there. Tourists have died there since that money was allocated, and it's still not being done. And actually, this past week, for 2 days in a row, the entire county sent all the fire departments there to train on water rescues because of how many water rescues have to be done there. So it's really, really sad that they haven't moved forward with this project, and it's a big issue for tourism, in my opinion.
All right, we get a little more push from me then. Thank you.
Just a thought on the easements. One approach that could be taken is celebrate those people that have signed them and look at that approach. Thanking the people, signs, however, just, taking that positive approach with it too.
That was my, shared this with Mayor Gaddis. We have them all in Clearwater. We have them all in Clearwater Beach, Bel Air Beach. So 2 of the 5 parts of that segment have them all. And my point was the same as you just shared, was let's reward those folks who have their easements in, so that we can get at least that part of it done, and then maybe that would motivate the rest of the segment. But we're having trouble trying to get few, through to only do part of the segment. But I think that would be a great encouragement to the rest of the segment if we would take care of those 2 municipalities that already have their easements in.
Points. Anything else? All right. Well, hearing none, our next meeting is June 25th, I believe. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your week, and we are adjourned. Thank you.